So we'll go for the class 7th, okay, and we'll carry on whatever we have learned in the previous classes, okay. And in the previous video we had learned regarding the cyclopentadiene ligand, okay, CP, cyclopentadiene ligands, and today we'll carry on with this with the bent metallocins, okay. So this term will come, bent metallocins. What is this bent metallocins called? So these are nothing but having the groups, okay, for of if you see the periodic table, usually the group of 4 elements, okay, group of 4 elements, and some of the heavier elements of group of 5 and 7. So, okay, some of the heavier elements and group 4 elements, so they are capable of binding up to 3 ligands. So this what happens, these are being heavier in nature and bigger in size, they are capable of binding, okay, 3 ligands, up to 3 ligands like this. So more ligands it can bind, okay. And in addition, with these 3 ligands, you can see along with 2 cyclopentanyl ring, it can bind some more ligands, and that's why they result in bend shape. So they result in the bend shape, okay. So this bend shape, they sometimes they bend nature sometimes helps in mixing. So you can see here there will be there is possibility of mixing of S or D or P orbitals, okay, DSP orbitals, and so that is the reason why when the metal is being bound to 2 cyclopentadiene like this in the bent form, okay. So because of this mixing of this sp and d orbitals, p and d orbitals, what happens, the three hybrid orbitals will be like this, they are bent away from this metal like this, okay. So like this, and now they are now in a position to have some other ligands, okay. So it may be chloride, anything, 2 electron or 1 electron donor like this, you can have the possibility of the binding, and that's why it result in a bend type of structures. So in some example we can give of this molybdenum. So if molybdenum has the 2 cyclopentadienyl, and you can see that 2 like this Cl is like this, so it is having a bend circle and is having molybdenum with these 2 ligands like this. These orbitals are helpful for binding of these 2 electrons. Similarly, if you take the titanium, okay, so titanium also same thing here, Cl, and you can take it as a Cl here, and here also one cyclopentadiene, another cyclopentadiene, so bent form like this. So such type of bent form also. But in ferrocene, what you have seen, so ferrocene we have seen the straight form, this is a straight form, okay, don't get confused. So like this, so this is a ferrocene metallocene, so this is a straight form here, and sometimes in some of the cases you can see like this bent form also. And this is a condition why the bent form is going to be observed in some of the cases, okay. So this can also be explained because in titanium, if you see, there will be the empty orbitals here. So here metal is having the empty orbitals, okay. This we can explain from the molecular orbital diagram also why this is having empty orbitals, because titanium, scandium, titanium, 2, so D2 system, okay. Scandium titanium is a D2 system, okay. So as we have explained in the previous video, that if how you draw this, so if you draw this molecular orbital, so this is having like this 2 and 1, I have shown you here like this, okay. So these are the d pi orbitals, okay, and another 2 will be there here in d sigma orbitals like this. In the yesterday's class we have learned. And since this titanium is D2 system, so 1 electron is filled here, 1 electron is filled here, so this is non-bonding here, okay. And if you see the 2Cl here, so I will take here itself 2Cl here like this, okay. So it's having 2Cl, that means 1 electron is here, 1 electron is here, this is a 2Cl minus, because in titanium there is 2Cl, so I have taken 2 electron here, and here D2 system. So this is having the titanium is D2 system, it's having 2 electron here, and here in between we get what now, molecular orbitals, okay. So in between we are going to get the molecular orbital, that is of Cp2, okay. So that is of Cp2 Ti, okay, Cp2 Ti Cl2 overall. So if I get, now what will happen now, so these two electron they get here and they bind like this, okay. And you are going to get 2 and 2 4 electrons, so 1 2 3 4 Cl. So all field get here, and this remains the empty orbital now here, is it right? And that's why this is empty orbital like this, Okay, so this is how in D2 we can see titanium, but in molybdenum what happens? Molybdenum has D4 system, is it right? So D4 system, what happens? It is reverse case here. It is a field orbital. So D4 means what? You can take it here 4 like this. Okay, in molybdenum, this is for molybdenum, and chlorine will be same here. So total how many? 2, 4, 5, 6 electrons. So here what happens? 2, 3, 4, and here it gets again filled for molybdenum. So this is for Cp2 molybdenum. So these two also get filled here, and that's why the non-bonding orbitals also are filled here for molybdenum. So that's why for molybdenum you can see here, so it will be filled here. So there will be electron like this, like this. So this is how and this will help now. So this will help what is the benefit of this? This will help for the back donation and satisfying 18 electron system. But here it fails. Titanium, there is no electrons here, and back donation is not possible here, and sometimes what will happen, it will be favoring for the 16 electron, not 18 electron rule. So this is the difference between the bent metallocene and its with respect to the molecular orbital diagram. Okay, now this is what the first concept to learn here. And even in the ferrocene, you can see ferrocene, I have shown it here straight form here, but sometimes in the protonated form like Cp2FeH plus. Okay, so this also has the bent structure. Okay, so this also has the bent structure in a protonated form, iron 2. This also you have to keep in the mind. Okay, similarly in Cp2 rhenium, okay, so dicyclopentadiene rhenium, so it has one less electron, so it has one electron less rhenium, and it requires one electron to give the stable complex now. Okay, so for 18 one electron less, though it will take one electron from chlorine to form now Cp2ReCl. This is what. Okay, now it becomes stable now, 18 electrons. Similarly, if you see Cp2 molybdenum as I shown, and Cp2 tungsten also. Okay, so they are fewer with 2 electrons. Okay, to get 18 electron, this molybdenum and tungsten, they need 2 electrons more here, and that's why what happens, they can bind with one, or they can bind two ligands of one electron donor or one ligand of two electron donor. Okay, so this molybdenum and tungsten, they can bind with two electron of one electron, or two ligands of one electron donor or one ligand of two electron donor, like this, to satisfy the 18 electron 18 electron system here. So this is what about the what you say, yes, regarding the molecular orbitals of this. Now if I go for the molecular orbital, as in the yesterday's class I had shown you, ferrocene is diamagnetic, as I said. Okay, so it is a diamagnetic. So how it is diamagnetic, yesterday I had shown you. So you have to consider the electrons of like this. Okay, and here are two electrons. So these are the electron of the molecular orbital diagram, in the diagram. So these are the arrangement of the molecular orbitals with pertaining to the metals. Okay, this is pertaining to metals, and here we are having of that of the ligands, then here anti-bonding ligands. So yesterday's class I have shown you how that molecular orbital is drawn here. Now ferrocene means what now? So as I said, Cp2Fe iron. No, so how many? D6 system. So you can fill here one, yes, from here is no. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 here, all are filled here, and that's why this is diamagnetic in nature. So yesterday I said you to do this in what I say, in the home. So hope you have done this as a homework. So similarly for vanadium, if you take vanadium Cp2 also, if you take, so I will again draw here, these are the two orbitals. Okay, pi orbitals and sigma orbitals like this of metal here, molecular orbital generated. Okay, so this is how I have taken very roughly. So in previous video you see how it is generated, molecular orbitals I have shown in this way only, simple way. Now vanadium is how many? 2. Scandium, titanium, vanadium. So 3 system. So D3 system means 1, 2 and 3 systems. So that's why it is a paramagnetic in nature. So cyclopentadiene dicyclovanadium is a paramagnetic. So similarly chromium 4 means what? The fourth electron will go and here like this. So it is having how many unpaired electron? 2 unpaired electron. Then 5 means what? Again see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is low spin, or for the magnets this is a low spin. If it is high spin, then 1, 2, 3, then here also it comes 4, 5. So this is for manganese. So manganese comes for 2, one is low spin and one is high spin. High spin means all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 unpaired electron you are going to generate. Like this we have seen it from iron, that is diamagnetic. Similarly chromium you see, and nickel. So if you go for this, that also you will have 1 or 2 unpaired electrons in chromium, and what to say, in the nickel here. So like this, so for each metallocene we can go for the molecular orbital diagram and explain for the different magnetic property of this in magnetic property. Is it right? The next concept for this is regarding the neta phi. Okay, so sometimes in the textbook we have given say neta phi c phi or m. I will write here neta phi c phi m e phi. So this is most taken, okay, in most of the textbooks. Neta phi c phi m e phi. Okay, so pentamethyl this, and this is represented as Cp star. Okay, so there is difference between Cp and Cp star. So whenever it is substituted by 5 methyl group hydrogen, then it is called a Cp star here. And this is a variant of Cp itself. Okay, the Cp star is a variant of Cp. So whatever Cp are taken, so it's a variant. What is that? Cp star. So what happens here is it is not only the higher field, so but also it is a more electron releasing here by methyl group. You know, it's a more electron releasing group here. One this is important concept here. And higher field. Okay, higher field in nature, and more bulky also. So it is having more bulky in nature, and that's why this compound will stabilize because of this nature. So it is going to stabilize most of the organometallic complexes. Most of the organometallic complexes. This is the reason. Okay, so usually Cp star is very much important. Because of this reason, they are going to stabilize more of the organic metallic complexes rather than the Cp simple C5H5. So this is what you have to keep in the uh, mind. Okay, and that's why most of the Cp star derivatives are often more soluble. Okay, so if you see most of the organometallic complexes, they are of Cp star nature because they are more soluble. Okay, they are more soluble than Cp complexes, cyclopentadienyl complexes. So this is what about the Cp star. So don't forget this is nothing but Me5 substituted cyclopentadiene. This is what now this some other thing synthesis. If we go for this now, cyclopentadienyl synthesis here. So if I go for the sources of Cp minus, okay, so cyclopentadiene anion, if you go, so you can start with sodium, because sodium will lose one electron and will give one electron here, NaCp, and sodium cyclopentadiene. When you treat with FeCl2, okay, so you get simple Cp2Fe, that is your ferrocene. Okay, Cp2 Fe. So this is one simple synthesis we can do. Similarly, in this same concept we can use for thallium Cp. Okay, thallium Cp plus if you treat this with MnCO5 pentacarbonyl Cl, okay, chloride, you treat with pentacarbonyl chloride, so you are going to end up with cyclopentadiene manganese CO tricarbonyl like this. Okay, cyclopentadiene manganese, cyclopentadienyl manganese tricarbonyl. So this is how you can generate this cyclopentadiene complex. So another synthesis you can show, simple synthesis I'm giving here, that is molybdenum pentacarbonyl. So this, when you treat with molybdenum pentacarbonyl till with the sodium cyclopentadienyl and as a reducing sodium borohydride reagent, okay, at minus 100 degree centigrade. Okay, sodium borohydride you take, sodium cyclopentadienyl minus 100 degree you maintain, so you are going to get this compound. Okay, cyclopentadienyl dihydride compound of molybdenum. So this is what you have to keep it in the nature. Okay, cyclopentadienyl dicyclopentadienyl dihydride complex of molybdenum. So this because you are using this reducing agent here, so it will furnish these two H minus ions for this. Okay, that is what you have to keep in the mind here. So this is going to donate another 2 electron for this, and that is going to satisfy the 18 electron system for such complexes. Now one synthesis will go for the cyclopentadiene cation. Okay, so from anion we have synthesized, we have taken the 3 here. Now we will go for one synthesis of the cyclopentadiene as a cation. So for this you take it as a starting material. In this we can take it here, cyclopentadiene iron carbonyl. Okay, in a form of twice in the form of anion, and you treat with this C5H5Br, because we want to create the cyclopentadiene plus here. So C5H5Br you take, so it when it goes it becomes positive here, and this will give you now the compound that is your CpFeCO twice. Okay, which is a neta 1 complex of cyclopentadiene. So like this. Okay, So we are going to cyclopentadiene iron carbonyl dicarbonyl nita 1 cyclopentadiene 2 carbonyl 2 cyclopentadiene of 1 is nita 1. Now this when you treat or acidify this heat, okay, this one of the carbonyl will go from this complex and you are going to get this complex. Okay, I will write here like this. So you are ending with your FeCp2, that is your ferrocene. Okay, so FeC, so both will be in nita 5 complex, both will be in nita 5. So nita 1 is going to change with the nita 5, you are going to get this ferrocene FeCp2. Okay, FeCp2. So like this. So this is how, these are some of the synthesis of the ferrocene complexes. Okay, so this is what about this today's class. I think this is much more here. So what you do, to take down these 3 synthesis. In the next class we'll go for another some synthesis. If I get, I will add important thing, very important synthesis for the examination point. And what you do, you take out this molecular orbital. See, in very simple way I have given here, but in examination you should not do in this way. So 3 4 like this. So you should draw the molecular orbital in a systematic way, as I have shown in the previous video. Okay, from the previous video, 6th class I think, so I have taken from that. Now in 7th class just I have taken these orbitals with respect to the metal here, and rest of the orbitals will be there for the ligand here. So is it right? That you should not forget. So here also ligand will be there like this, then like this, then this is how a molecular orbital diagram we had designed in the yesterday's video 6 here. So in that only the this bonding and non-bonding orbitals I have taken, and I have shown you how that iron is in diamagnetic nature, vanadium is paramagnetic, chromium is the paramagnetic, nickel is paramagnetic, how many unpaired electron is there. So based on that molecular orbital diagram we have studied in the today's class. So what you do, you have to draw very nice molecular orbital diagram, but don't go that much in Hui textbook and all. He has given very complicated, so need not go to that all things. But what you do, as in video 6 I have shown you very important orbitals in the of metal and Cp I have taken. In that way only you show and generate this, and here itself you can show in the examination and fill up the answer the questions. Okay, so this is what I think we have learned today. Okay, and regarding the metallocene also we have learned here. So metallocenes, bent type of metallocenes, very important here. So why this bent type of generated? So we have learned best examples like molybdenum here. You have like your field orbitals here in the molybdenum, and titanium there is a empty orbitals. So this favoring 16 electron 18. Why? Because of the, and again here we have put the molecular orbital diagram and explained to this two nature of the bent nature. Okay, similarly this is what about the ferrocene straight away. So more again we will go as I get the more point this more clarity on this cyclopentadiene as we go further and further. So there will be more simplicity for you students also to understand the cyclopentadiene and the nature and bonding in this metallocenes. Okay, hope you understood this. In the next video we will go for the next better concept regarding with this structure and bonding. Thank you.